Hey everyone, Chris Hart, co-author of the cookbook Pitmaster. I've been having a great time running the Clermont through the ringer the last couple weeks, and today I'm going to step you through an epic barbecue feast you could cook on Memorial Day weekend. We're going to cook some pork spare ribs, barbecue beans with some peaches and bourbon, jalapeno cornbread. Of course, first course of action Memorial Day is paying due respect to everyone who gave the ultimate sacrifice serving our nation. Let's get at it and I'll step you through it. Let's make a competition barbecue sauce here. Apple cider vinegar, brown sugar, Worcestershire. We'll get that started. You can see we got a nice little steady simmer. Add the spice mixture, give it a little stir. Add the ketchup, some maple syrup. What we have here is a full rack of spare ribs, and I'm gonna trim these St. Louis style. I'm gonna cut right along the entire rack. And then the flat meat. Next step is to remove the membrane on the back. A super important part of competition barbecue is meat selection. I'm looking for even thickness, nice marbling, and especially no shiners where you can see the bone come up through the meat. What I'm gonna use today are some Cuisinart rubs. The first savory layer, I'm gonna start with roasted chipotle garlic. Next up, a little bit heavier on a classic Kansas City style sweet rub, and then a real light touch of Nashville hot. Now we're gonna flip these over and season the meat side. Let these ribs sit for about a half an hour at room temperature. This is bourbon peach barbecue beans. We're gonna saute in a cast iron pan over the open fire. Slab bacon, dice of onion, deglaze the pan with some of the bourbon. We have some cooked white bean, peaches, some apple cider vinegar, honey mustard, brown sugar, barbecue sauce. Let's go hit the Clermont and cook this up. Okay, up next is cornbread, and in particular highlight the jalapeno peppers that we grilled off on the Clermont. And then just a classic spread of typical cornbread ingredients here. An egg, all-purpose flour, cornmeal, really like using buttermilk, some melted butter, salt, and baking powder. We have the Clermont set at 250 degrees, and we're gonna put the ribs on. Loaded up with some maple bourbon pellets. These ribs have been on for about 3 hours, and they're ready to wrap. The wrapped ribs have been in the Clermont for another couple hours. I'm gonna pull them off the pit and move on to the next step, which is to glaze the ribs. We have cornbread, we have beans, we got our barbecue sauce going, and the star of the epic feast, the ribs. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you on the next cook that I do.